This video is brought to you by 3, bringing you 4G at no extra cost and some exclusive deals over at btech.com.
Hey guys, welcome to BTech. Basil here with the Huawei Ascend P7 and a LG G3. The LG G3 announced today Quad HD 5.5-inch display. It looks absolutely stunning. That resolution super sharp, and of course you have hardly any bezels on there because you've got side-mounted buttons. But wait, you have hardly any bezels on this thing either, and you do have side-mounted buttons. Both devices look very elegant, but how do they stack up against one another? Well, kicking off with that design, both have front-facing camera with something a little bit special. There's an f2 aperture lens on the LG G3, and there's a whopping 8 megapixel sensor on the front-facing camera of the Huawei Ascend P7. You've got a 5-inch display as opposed to a 5.5-inch display, Full HD as opposed to Quad HD. Below the screens, no buttons whatsoever. Up at the top, you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack on the Huawei Ascend P7, and you've got an infrared blaster on the LG G3. This is a Korean version, so you have also got a TV antenna. Down at the base, you've got micro USB ports on both devices, but you've got the 3.5mm headphone jack on the LG G3. No buttons on either side on the G3, whereas Huawei Ascend P7 has a volume rocker, power button, micro SIM, and micro SD card slot. The micro SD card slot also doubles up as a nano SIM slot for dual SIM functionality. Left-hand side, no buttons at all. On the flip side is that 13 megapixel rear-facing camera and flash. You've got a 13 megapixel optical image stabilized camera, laser autofocus, which trumps the Samsung Galaxy S5 autofocus at 0.26 or 0.27 seconds. You've also got a dual tone flash 111 call for extra accurate flash color. 3 buttons, volume rocker, and a power button in the center. All in all, the LG G3 impresses in terms of design. It's also got a removable back cover with a micro SD card slot underneath. This is available with either 16 or 32 gig internal memory and in 2 gig or 3 gig variants, depending on which variant you get. You've also got 2 GB of RAM on the Huawei Ascend P7. This is sporting a Kirin quad-core processor 910T, so Huawei's own processor. As to how the two stack up against one another in terms of benchmarks, you're going to have to wait till we get both devices in before we give you anything conclusive on that. If we bring both closer into frame, you can see the displays look pretty stonking, both of them. Both IPS panels. The sharpness on the LG G3 though is next level, however. We can take a look at the actual UIs, and you've got Huawei's Emotion UI on the left and LG's UI on the right. Pulling down the notifications tray will reveal notification bar. You can swipe things out of the way. You've also got brightness control. You've got volume control, you've got quick slide applications that you can expand on here, which are floating applications effectively, and you've also got quick toggles up at the top. You can jump into the settings and you can see a tabbed setting list right here. There's no applications tray on the Huawei Ascend P7 on Emotion UI. Instead you have folders and you've got widgets. Pull down the notifications tray and it's also customized. We've also got quick toggles, but you can expand these where you can also control brightness. Right hand side is where you can see the settings, and you've got a general and an all. So general has some shortcut settings and all has all your settings. Jumping out of that, and we can also change our theme extensively. We can change our transition, and generally speaking, the Huawei Emotion UI is very customizable. LG's actually stripped back a lot of the candy floss functionality in their device, and we really like how simple it looks, especially in the camera UI. We can very quickly open both cameras. We're not going to really take pictures. The 13 megapixel camera on the Huawei Ascend, on the Huawei Ascend P7 looks very decent in terms of the UI, but it's quite clunky and complicated to get your head around. You can see you've got one menu here, and you've got then sub-menus. LG's actually stripped things right back. You've got 3 buttons. This actually removes everything, so all you need to do is touch the screen to take the picture with that laser autofocus. You've also got flash control, front-facing camera control, a mode function where you only have 4 options: auto, magic focus, panorama, and dual. And you've also got settings where you can have grid, timer, voice control, resolution, and HDR on off. So LG stripped things back incredibly nicely. If we jump out of the camera settings, we can finally talk you through other key specs, and obviously you've got 4G connectivity, Cat 4, 4G on both devices, 3G, 2G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.0, not to mention batteries. You've got a 3000 milliamp battery in the LG G3 and I think just over a 2000 mAh battery in the Huawei Ascend P7, though check the spec to be sure of that. All in all, the two stack up against each other very, very respectably, given the fact that Huawei Ascend P7 is so much cheaper. As for how much the LG will cost, we'll have to wait until it comes out. That's going to be around July, so watch this space. We'll be giving you more hands-ons with this device when it comes in, and of course we've already taken loads of comparisons with other key devices, so be sure to check them out as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed our hands-on with the LG G3, the Huawei Ascend P7. Any questions about either device, ping them in the comments section below. Head over to BTech. Over there you can find the latest in smartphones, tablets, smart gadgets, and some awesome deals as well.
At the top of the screen is where you can find 3 hand-picked videos for your viewing pleasure. On the left is where you can subscribe, and on the right hand side you can find some exclusive deals if you head over to btech.com.